Hey Taurus, welcome to your December reading. It's been 1 year since I started doing my channel. That's 1 year, guys. So if you've been with me from the very start, like, greatly appreciated. That's amazing. Thank you, guys. I'm just gonna jump right in and start shuffling for you. I'm using kind of a combo. I don't really know what I'm doing yet. You're my first video. You know, when I do the first, it's kind of like we're winging it. We're just going with what feels right, with what we're drawn to, and go from there. I'm kind of a semi-new, it's not a new setup. I'm using my office as kind of storage, and Christmas is getting closer, so I have boxes like everywhere. So I'm kind of cramped into this small space. I won't lie, I'm feeling a little bit claustrophobic. But yeah, it's fine. We're doing it. I kind of feel like they're just going to kind of be really strange readings. I don't know what I'm doing here right now. I'm literally just flowing with what feels right. It kind of feels all over. This is not what I've been doing this year. I mean, it is. I listen to myself, but things are a little bit laid out very differently. Those two go together. Actually, we are doing a column here. Interesting. Okay. Weird. I'm going to read this first column, so I will move you this side. Quite a layout, Taurus. I'm loving this. I did kind of feel for myself like I want to do something special. It's Christmas. It's 1 year. And my organizational skills are totally nothing. And this feels pretty special. Pretty cool. Okay, so firstly, Taurus, we have Leo. Full moon in Leo. So this is the Moonology deck. That is behind me. I put kind of the decks that I'm using in the oracles behind me, and I'm using 2 different tarot decks as well. I will try and highlight in the comments below the description or whatever, so you can see, but yeah. Anyway, jumping straight in. We have full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. I mean, Taurus, this pretty much applies to us most of the time, I kind of think. Okay, let's see what I get from this. I do feel like this could potentially be stopping you from some kind of letting go and moving forward. It's like this feeling, which I can totally relate to. I mean, I'm a Taurus, so this applies to me too. But I totally relate to this feeling that I'm getting with this card, of where perhaps you're holding on to something kind of stubbornly, whether it be a way of being or kind of it feels as though like you think that, you know, I am letting go, I'm on top of this, but there's this pride here being like, but like you want the other person to kind of be the one to either disappear, be the one to go, be the one to kind of do something to pridefully, you know, and take care of your pride, in a way it's like that they've done it for you. Whereas you need to be, I feel with this, it's like you need to release that stubbornness. Somebody else is not going to do this for you. It's not going to get you that next step. And I feel like your pride of holding on to something, that kind of stubbornness is what's holding you back from kind of becoming into this next way of being, this new way of being. I feel like you are really transforming during this time, and potentially this is something that is kind of keeping you in a space that's not fully becoming that lioness. Okay, that's what I'm feeling with this Leo. That lioness, it's like we're stuck in this proud lion where like we're stubborn and we're stuck in our ways, when the lion that you want to be is the carefree, loving kind of one, and freedom really is the specification. As I said that, it feels like you want to be this carefree free being, but what's holding you back is that prideful element. I hope that makes sense for you. Orange is really coming to me. As you see, like, my hair is orange. This was not planned. Like, the color is planned, but I was not intending to go this lighter. It just happened with a series of really kind of screwed up events. I'm telling you this because orange is really standing out. I will show you that card again. So it is an orange moon and the lion. And just orange, I feel it's a really good thing for us right now. And as I'm like had this hair color, like that was just kind of like, you know what, I'm going with it. It's been in my mind for so long. An accident made it to be where I had to kind of go this way. And it was a happy accident. You know, I'm kind of loving the red vibes. And I feel like that, Taurus, is kind of you being with me for this. Being like, this is what we need right now. We need this fire. We need this passion. We need to kind of ignite something within in us that's going to take us next level. Like, as though I feel like it's you that needs to get you there. So yeah, be mindful. Orange could be a color for you. Snow moon, purity. So I feel like you are innocent. I do feel, again, of letting go of something with this. I will show you the imagery. I'm kind of really getting this sense of there's something that we need to let go of. And it kind of is a sense of not... It's like giving and releasing and letting go of something. I want to say a way of being again. I get this sense of needing to not really know where you're going, to kind of blindly move forward. And I get this sense, this feeling of, again, of freedom, of kind of going with it. And I'm getting this motion as I'm feeling this. This really can describe the feeling that this card is giving me, of like, you don't know where you're going, you're dancing, you're playful. And I feel like, Taurus, right now, it's a time for you to really fully embrace the freedom of being playful with everything you do. So this is kind of like anything that feels serious for you, like big decisions you've got to make. I mean, we're all in this space where we're making big decisions in our life of where we're going, what we're going to do, what needs to go, what we're dropping off. And it can make us be in a very serious place, Taurus. And I feel like actually we need to flow with this and have fun, and finding that fun, I want to say. And I can definitely sense that within myself as well, of feeling as though, and this is like, I feel like I want to have fun. I want to get there, and I do sense something is in the way, and perhaps that's myself. Probably is myself. Right? Nothing will come of this situation. Void of course, moon. Interesting. I do feel, again, with this, a stubbornness. It is getting this kind of pause for me. I feel as though holding on to something is not going to get you any further, and I feel like that's why they're just releasing and letting go. Now, I will tell you what comes to mind for myself, because this is triggering things with me, which is relevant for you. This is our reading, Taurus, right? And I feel like I have been allowing resentments to come forward, of like interpersonal feelings of how I feel. I guess I'm projecting somebody else's feelings for me upon myself, if that makes sense. And it's not going to get me anywhere. It doesn't change the situation. It's not going to make the situation better. I do fully acknowledge that it's not me, it's not on me, and it's nothing I can do to change the situation. And I feel like this is exactly what this card is telling me. And I feel like that's the same for you. So holding on to something is really preventing you from really embracing the freedom that perhaps you've been craving, the freedom you're desiring, the independence of where you're going in any situation. And I feel like it really does apply to a specific situation for you. For me, it is literally independence and freedom in my own life. I feel like I'm dropping the chains of self-imposed restrictions I've given myself, which has given other people the power of where I go, what I do, who I'm with, all that kind of thing. I always just give that power to somebody else. And it's not like I was ever a pushover or a doormat. It's like I just literally kind of flow with the people I'm around, and then I live their lives in the way that they want to, and I might say, oh, I don't mind, whatever, we'll do whatever, because I'm really laid back. But that's prevented me really from truly embracing anything for myself, right? And that's what I am overcoming. So maybe you can relate to that kind of in an aspect of your life of where you are but getting that independence. Because Taurus, Uranus is in Taurus, and that is really monumental for us. This is full-on freedom of anything that is value and substance. That's for all signs, but we are Taurus, so it's going to be magnified for us towards this great independent freedom for ourselves, where we can really truly feel and embrace the independence for ourselves. And this is what we're in, and I'm really feeling that as we're closing in on this year, that's happening. Now, we are in Mars retrograde, which generally brings things kind of fiery. Now this, again, with the orange and the fireness, like I'm really embracing that feel, but I'm actually acknowledging it in the way that people are treating me. I'm really actually noticing that Mars kind of influence of kind of bringing up I want to say the dirty, but it's not. It's like the things that need to be said that they're not saying is within the actions, the way they're communicating. I feel like people are a little bit pent up. And I guess because I read people, I'm very good at reading people, just their body language in every kind of way. I'm noticing it. Are you noticing it? Comment below, let me know. Right, the next card we have is protection. So Taurus. Okay, so I'm getting this sense of nurture, and this really is in alignment with this whole column that I've just been reading. And I get this sense of like, because we are coming out of our shell, this feels very much as though, this is in that fetal position of feeling kind of vulnerable. And I totally feel that. I start getting emotional, and I can feel it in my eyes now that when I start talking like this, it makes me feel like really emotional, vulnerable. And that's what this card's giving me. It's kind of like, you really are cracking out of your egg, and when you're doing that, it's like being reborn. It's being born into the world where we feel as though things are unsure, uncertain, and unless, like, sometimes, I mean, when you're a baby, you have parents who will support you through that. But going through transformations as adults, sometimes you really are just doing it yourself, and it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, where am I going? And this is what this card kind of feels like for me, for us Taurus, as though may feel really, really vulnerable during this time. But it's saying like you are protected through this. And that's what I had last month with Archangel Michael, that feeling as though we are protected. And I really do feel this universal kind of bubble for us, specifically Taurus. I mean, I'm reading those right now, but as though we are guided, like everything that we are pushed into this kind of, all these fears we're having to face, all of these kind of unknowings that we're like just being thrown at us, we're protected through this. Like, this is meant to happen, and I hate hearing that in these vulnerabilities, all these times when you feel that most vulnerable moments, when someone says to you, it's like, this was meant to be, and you're like, well, thank you, great, so I'm meant to be miserable right now. And like, because for me, like sometimes I'm really like, very positive in my way, but sometimes it's okay not to be that positive thing, where everything feels fine, because it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't, and it's okay to feel those vulnerabilities, but be assured that you are protected through this, and there really is a reason that you're going through what you're going through, and the planets are literally aligning for this. And I always think it helps massively to know that there's a reason for why our lives are being shaken up. And yeah, I mean, look at the last 2 years. There's reasons. There's definitely reasons why things have to happen. Nextly, I don't know how I'm going to read this part. So I think, let me see how this is drawing me in. Okay, so we're going to go 2, crossing energy, and then 2, I think. But then there's this one. Interesting. Alright, I don't know how I'm going to read this. I'm just going to look at the cards and read it for you guys. It may not make sense to you, so I'm perhaps not going to tell you exactly what the cards are. I'm just going to read it. See how that flows. Okay, so we have King of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So it's paired with the 5 of Cups in reverse too. I kind of feel as though, again, it's very overwhelming energy, and I feel like that we are pouring out more than what we can keep in, but it very much feels as though this is all feeling. This is all kind of like, I don't want to say self-imposed, but it's like, it's emotional. It's kind of what you've been going through. It's all this kind of pent-up stuff that's built till now, and my hand is clawing, like, I feel like I'm full on grasping, and it's like, I feel like there's so much tension here, and this tension's building and building within you. So if you're like me, Taurus, this is really how this is channeling through me. And I get this sense of, you really have been hesitant to fill your own cup, hesitant to really move in a direction where you have. And I feel like you've slowly started pouring back into your own cup. You've started to really acknowledge you in this moment, because it's taken time to get there. That's how I'm seeing this. It's taken time. So I am feeling these like all these tensions and all these emotions kind of building. But it is like, I get this sense of there being like so much brightness, like you can see the good that's come from this, you can see that good there, but I do feel as though there's still so much clouding, so much that needs to be done in this space. I really feel like you're in the thick of it, which is a good thing. And why is it a good thing? So it's a really good thing when you're in the thick of it, because that means you're through the worst of it. And it, like, because it's like when you're in a storm, when it gets the heaviest, that's when it's releasing, it's dropping everything. So everything comes down, and then straight after that, there's nothing. Like when the rain, like I love storms. So when the storm literally just does that rain depression, and then straight after that, like, the clouds part, everything's clear, and it's like, was there just a storm? Sorry, my cat is going, that's Oracle going across the screen. And this is what I feel for us. It's like that rain depression. I get this sense as though that's happened, and now we are kind of at the end drizzles. It's not like it hasn't all cleared yet, but I'm getting the sense that we're at that part, which means I feel the emotions is in kind of signifying that rain depression for us. And I just feel as though there may be these times and ups and downs over this month where that could potentially just be something where you have an emotional day or two, where it's just a little on top of you. So be aware of that. Now, the crossing energy with this. Now, this card is literally crossing over 4. Like how I have this laid out, I have 2 cards up here and 2 down here, and this crossing energy. Now, I also have a crossing energy over the other 2 over here, but I'm focused here is where my mind's at the moment. I have strength in reverse. So I do feel as though here, with your, like, this is your strength. Like, you can, Oracle. Sorry, guys. Please don't press any buttons, please. I do not want to have to piece this video together. Yeah, so I feel like this is our strength. It's getting through things, like that we are literally kind of adaptable. We adapt to anything that comes our way, and that's our strength. It's also a vulnerability, because I feel like sometimes, again, there's this suppression, and that's what builds up this tension, because we don't generally ask for what we want, and when we do, it's to the point where we've got blunt. That's how I kind of see us. That's how I see myself, like, where I will pent up and hold stuff in for so long and so long that when the truth comes out, because if I speak the truth. I'm not somebody, like, I don't like confrontation. So if I do get to the point where I am arguing with you, that means I've held it in for so long that the truth is just going to come out. And sometimes it might not be candy coated. It won't be candy coated. And that's what I feel here. It's like sometimes it's a strength, but it's also what we see as a vulnerability. And I feel like this is where we're finding this balance. Mars in retrograde is going to bring these things to the surface a little bit more easier than if not. So of course, be mindful of any communications you do have, and kind of make sure you are making sure that now is the right time for you to embrace that. That's kind of what I want to say with that, because I feel as though it will be very emotional driven if you put yourselves in those situations. So, and that's not always the best way to do this. But I do get this sense of you really kind of touching into that side of yourself and realizing, perhaps, I want to say realizing where you need to nurture yourself. And I get this sense of self-care, so I would say pamper yourself, buy yourself those Christmas presents. Yeah, that's what I feel. Okay, so that's a crossing energy. Moving into these bottom 2. So the 5 of Cups goes into the 5 of Wands. We have a lot of change, and this is why I feel like this is a transformation for us during this time. This is a shift. And we have the 5 of Wands and the 4 of Wands here. Now the 4 of Wands is upright. To me, this is things coming together. This is coming for a purpose. I do feel like aligning, and I feel as though actually, even though we have up here the stresses, this is moving down towards where things are going to be good still. You're going to have those good times. It's just about having kind of ups and downs, and just kind of realizing that we are cyclic beings, and sometimes we have lows and sometimes we have highs. And I definitely get this sense that we're also getting the highs. As long as you allow yourself to be playful and release and let go of what is kind of tense and stagnant. And sometimes that means not releasing it upon somebody. It's literally allowing yourself to forgive and let go. Full moon rituals, that kind of vibe going on with this. Do what you need to do to make you and your soul and your body let go of something that you're holding on to that's holding you back. With this 4 of Wands, I'm just getting something kind of aligning and coming into completion. I do get the sense of letting go, being like finalizing, releasing, kind of being done with something where it now makes sense for you. So apply that where you do. Now this is with the 5 of Wands in reverse, and I do get this sense of, see, it's giving me a little bit of conflict with this. Kind of, I get this sense of whatever you see as an asset to you, kind of what's been working with you, what you feel, oh no, actually let me reword that. I feel like what you feel will benefit you during this kind of thing. So I'll use an example. For example, if you think having more finances will help you get to where you need to be, and I feel like you feel like it's dripping away from you, burning away. And this could be because, again, you're doing exactly what I said and treating yourself. It's that time of year. Black Friday sales literally on right now, which is torture. It's so torture as a single mom. Like, I'm just like, I want to buy all the things and I can't. So I'm feeling yeah, and I feel as though it's like you feel it's just dripping away from you. I do feel like, again, this is mindset. I realize that what we kind of manifest with our mind is what we bring into our reality. So be mindful of that is what I want to say with this. And this is the crossing energy with the strength card as well. And I really am getting this back and forth, being like, it's a strength, but it's a weakness, like of how we are seeing that. And I feel like with this Five of Wands, that's what I'm seeing is we think that our tool is kind of being burnt away, which is why the financial one really kind of stood out to me, because it's like as though you're spending money, so it's just drifting away from you. But with what you need to be doing and where you need to be going with it, it would be handy for you to hold on to it. I kind of want to again remind you to be playful, have fun, stop taking everything so serious, right? I'm really shiny. It's really hot. We're having heat waves for summer finally arrived. So I am a bit sweaty. And also I apologize if you can hear the pub in the background. They're doing karaoke and it's just down the road. It's actually pretty far away, but I live rural, so you can hear it. Tarot, put your foot off. Please don't stop the video. Off. Don't touch the keyboard. I really hope that didn't mute anything. That's happened before, and it really does kind of ruin my vibe. I am going to check, because if I record this and it doesn't... Okay, I think we're good. Sorry about that, guys. We have Tower over here. I know what you're thinking, not more Tower. I don't feel bad from it, actually. I feel as though we're still in a situation, like I said, coming to the end of a storm. And this top column is like literally, you know, King of Cups, Five of Cups, reverse, and then the Tower upright. I feel like what we're going through is really kind of tormenting, and I want to say torture because that's what I feel like. But it doesn't. I'm not getting bad vibes from this, which is good, because if I'm looking at this from my perspective, I'm thinking, oh no, bad vibes, and it's not giving me it. So good. I feel as though actually, what this is saying to me is that it's shining light on a bad moment. It's shining light on what needs to be shown in the situation that you're given. And I feel like that's actually a very good thing for us, Taurus. I feel as though this could be the key of what we need actually within this situation. So that's good. The crossing energy with this. We have the Five of Cups upright. Right, now this is crossing energy because it's with the Five of Cups in reverse and the Tower card. We have this Five of Cups upright. So I feel as though, again, what I said with the emotions, I feel as though we are releasing and letting go. I feel like it's happening and letting go of something. I feel as though it's weird how this is coming through. So I want to say it feels as though a win is also a loss. So it's kind of like a grieving. It's like being relieved and then grieving the sorrow of it being over. It's like it's finally over, and then it's like, it's finally over. And it feels like a big release. I feel as though there's sadness to what's revealing within this situation. So, for example, if you've been waiting for that answer of something that will help you see something really clearly, it's like, for example, if someone cheated on you, you've been waiting for that kind of evidence or for them to admit it. They do. And then that's shining light on it, and then that's sad because you realize you were right. It's that kind of vibe here of releasing and letting go. But I am drawn as well to a home, and I feel as though like your foundations will be fine. You will be fine through this. It is literally emotions. I feel like Taurus, for us, it's really important that we really release and really let go of something, and that will help us move forward, and we will get our justice. Oh, yes, this is what I was looking at. I didn't look at this card till now. And this is exactly it. It's bringing things into balance. And I feel like you will get your just rewards. Justice will be made. And I feel like it's going to make you feel a lot lighter after this as well. It's definitely going to shine light on something. It's going to reveal something. I'll show you. So I'm using the, I can't say the, I can never say it, Sasuraibito, I don't know, tarot deck. Now, I should Google how that's pronounced. I used to know, but I haven't used these in absolutely ages. I keep them in my pentagram. Anyway, sorry, sidetracking. This eye, I feel as though it's, again, seeing something that, it's as though this is like something that, it hurts, but it needs to be seen, but it's a good thing. And this is really coming through really weirdly for me, Taurus, because like I cannot pinpoint what it is, and it'd be because this is for all of us and we all have different stories. But it's as though like something that hurts us helps us. Okay? Interesting. And you come out on the better. If there's some kind of legal situation, it's kind of like you win. Yay. But again, it's like, it also brings a little bit of sadness, right? Maybe I feel as though there could be separation during this time. There could be someone leaving, someone going. We have, with that Five of Cups, it can signify leaving and loss. And then with this Justice, I just don't know. I'm seeing that as us being the feather. But on the other side, there's nothing. It's like it's gone. It's like the weight is lifted, but there's just a sadness because it's gone. It feels kind of a little bit like emptiness, which is really strange. Interesting. So yeah, you're going to go through some tough stuff, but it's going to be in your favor, but it's going to bring up emotions. Okay, interesting. Can we have some nice stuff now? Right, I'm going to move the mic over here so I can see these ones. Okay, we have the Creator. So this is going to help. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. We're kind of coming back around. This to me is like it's going to help you. You are going to be in a position where you literally can then create. And I feel as though like this is going to reignite your creative juices. This is what I need personally. So I'm loving that I'm seeing this here. It's like with what you're going through, it's going to get you into a space where you can see clearly. You can kind of go wherever you want to go here. It's like the freedom, and I'm really kind of getting freedom. I'm getting creative, building something. So again, you can apply this to any aspect. It's kind of like from the foundations, because we've had tower moments. So we broke down all the walls down to the foundation for us to rebuild something better. And this is what I'm getting. It's kind of like you can do whatever you want now, because you've got into this space that's kind of new, and it feels as though anything can grow here, and I'm loving that for us, Taurus. Like, that's the vibe that you want. And do realize that when we go through these tower moments, it's a good thing. It's scary, but it's a good thing because we literally are clearing and like getting a blank slate to be able to start again and rebuild something better. And you are protected. It's like you are getting a win here. Yeah. We have the Six of Pentacles too. This is about family, receiving, giving, and this to me is like, it's the spirit of Christmas. You know, you're giving, receiving, you're enjoying. I feel as though this is because this is what you have created. You've done this. You've made this happen. You've made it so. You've got yourself into this space where you're able to really enjoy this moment. I'm loving that. And again, you are the one creating this, and you are the answer to this. So stop trying to lean on other people. Stop trying to see the good in other people. That's got you into this situation where you're left feeling as though you've been taken for granted. I feel like I had to say that, because I feel like you need to realize that you are the one that's always made things that way, like as in the good stuff. You created that. And I think there's something, I don't remember quotes, and I never remember, like, I don't remember names or faces. I remember faces, but I never remember names, and just little things like this. But I remember what I need to know from that. And there's like a quote where it's kind of like, in relationships, like, you realize that for going for a relationship that it's not them that you miss, it's the version of them that you created that you miss. And that's kind of what this is vibing for me for you, Taurus. It's like what you create in your relationships, in your friendships, in your family, you create that dynamic to be able to experience it the way that you experience it. So when it does leave, realize that what you love the most about whatever goes is still with you, because you have that in you. You created that. You are the essence. And I think that's kind of what this is showing us. So I kind of want to take a moment to say, check that out, see that, and feel like that for yourself. Okay, final 3 cards for us. This is the Astral Realms deck. I haven't really used these before. I think I've looked at them once. Crystals. So these crystals could be handy for you if you are looking for new crystals. Apophyllite, I always resonate with that since I very first got into crystals. It was like apophyllite, my angels. And we have flower agate. It's pretty. Pinks and purples. And then we have Larimar. So Larimar, pinks and purples, and our apophyllite. Okay. Okay. Curiosity. Be playful. Explore. Which, I'll go on to that next. Playful. Explore. Remember you're going where you're going. So be curious. Explore it. There's many options out there for you. And I feel like what you think that you know, what you think you wanted, there may be more to it. There may be something better. It's just that there's something to kind of explore there. Be creative and be explorative. Exploring. You know what I'm saying. Okay, next one is expression. Now I kind of really got this kind of creative, and this is what I'm saying. Have fun. Express yourself. And I feel like it's time for you to start expressing yourself as you. How you want to be seen. Not how other people do. Don't care about that. Just care about what makes you feel good and create something for yourself. Perspective. Because it's all about perspective, right? I don't feel I have to say too much about this. I feel as though we really do have to understand, Taurus, that we are manifesting our lives into independence and freedom. And the only way that you are going to get into a space where this feels authentic to you is by only caring about one perspective. It's your self-expression, and you've got to explore that. We don't all always know who we are and what we want. We think we do because we're a Taurus and we're pretty much explore ourselves deeply. But I feel like sometimes the everyday mundane things of lives can get in our way, and I'm getting this sense of you needing to kind of get to know yourself again. Do something that's really going to make you feel like you, whether it be dyeing your hair, whether it mean changing the way your style, I don't know, like the way you dress. I just get this sense of changing something to explore that you've perhaps held back for whatever reason. I just kind of get this sense of you needing to release something in yourself, and giving yourself permission. It really is kind of comes down to that, of giving yourself permission to be who the hell you want to be, and then not really caring about what other people have to say. Now, I feel like what other people have to say about that will be all positive. Anyone that means something to you, which is the only opinions that matter anyway, will love what you do for yourself, because they don't love who you pretend to be. They love who you are. And I know, Taurus, like, we are about authenticity and we're about being real. But I do think that when we are in these tower moments, we lose track of that. And we're going to find ourselves again. So let's go. Let's do this. I hope that makes sense to you, Taurus. I feel like this reading was really deep. I did not have it like in my mind. I normally kind of have this thing like I'm going to do this. I really didn't. I was not expecting this, and I love that. Like, I love unexpected readings. I love kind of exploring things, which I guess is all in this for us this month, which is really great. So yeah, comment below if you have any questions. I may have some bonus readings this month. I will see what I get through. This feels like a pretty long reading, 34 minutes. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Comment below if you have any questions or any insights. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys. O's.